In this training, I want to walk you through placement. Like, when should you use it? How should you use it? I get questions sometimes and people say, should I place this person with that? And it's actually kind of more of a complex question because there's dynamics and there's ramifications to this, to doing this properly. And so I want to give you some of the thought process that I would encourage you to walk yourself through. And I want to see if I can help you to understand so that like 6 months from now, you're like, shoot, I wish I would have had that one back. Does that make sense? So let me see if I can walk you through it. And again, there's always kind of exceptions to rules in this whole world, but this is some really good fundamental stuff. So when it comes to placement, building your team, building your structure, first question, I'm going to give you 5 quick questions you can ask. Question number 1 is, can person A add value to person B? Can A add value to B? Can person A add value to person B? That's the first question. If the answer is no, person A, like you're gonna place person B under person A, and person A can't help with Zooms and calls and mentoring and coaching, and they can add no value, I don't know if you should make this move, because guess who person B is going to call for all their work? You. So they might as well just stay front line to you at that point. They might as well stay first level to you because they're going to call you for all the work. Second question I would want to know is B cool? Is B cool with it? Meaning, are they cool with the move? Are they good to be moved under A? B's like, oh my gosh, we're in the same church, we're in the same community. I know him, I know her. Like I love them. I can work with them. Like, oh yes. If you're gonna give yourself a headache, B's like, why am I under A? A's a loser. I hate A. I don't even like. We're not even friends. Ugh. Now I'm mad at you. Don't give yourself a headache. Like if B's not gonna be cool with it, I don't know if it's gonna be worth it. All right, number 3. Third kind of question that I like to ask is, has A earned it? Oh my gosh, my spelling is just killing me. Has A earned it? Has person A earned person B? Meaning, listen, you want to create a leadership mentality in your business, not an entitlement mentality. What does that mean? Entitlement's like person A calls you, hey, when are you going to give me somebody? And you're like, I gave you 4 people. And they go, yeah, but they're all worthless. Like, give me some good people. Like, they don't even do anything. You don't want that in your business. You want any entitlement. You want leadership. Leadership is, hey, listen, person A, if you go hit this rank, or if you go do this, or if you make this happen, I want to place person B with you. I think you could add value to person B. I think you and person B could do a lot of great work together. And they're like, man, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'll make it happen. I love person B. Let's make this happen. Are you guys with me? So versus like, when you give me people, you don't want entitlement in your business. It will kill your business. An entitlement mentality, an entitlement culture will kill your business. You want an empowerment culture. Number 4 is, does this move create synergy? If you place person B under person A, does it create synergy? Synergy is where 1 plus 1 equals 3 or more. Meaning, it's just, I don't know, there's something about like, person A, person B, you put them together and all of a sudden it turns into like a business bigger than what it would have built all by themselves. So this is one of the questions you want to ask, because I'm going to share with you some of the ramifications here in a minute of like, if you're going to give that business, if you're going to move that person, give that level of commissions away, A better add some value, A better have earned it, but also those two combined need to go create some synergy and some momentum. Like so where like you're like, the overall was worth it because I gave up a little bit, but then it was overall worth it. And then number 5 is, how deep in your organization is person A? Here's the general rule that I try and teach. Generally, if person A, I try not to place anyone below 3 levels of people. So you have person A, you have person C in this example. If you place person B all the way down there, that's your third. That's as deep as I'd go. And I'm sure with you why here in a minute. If you start pressing them too far down, on your 4th level, 5th level, 7th, all of a sudden it starts getting away from you. So let me give you as an example what I mean. First thing is this. Now we're paid in generations, I get it. But for the sake of just making this as simple as possible, how many levels are we paid? We're paid in generations, but how many levels? You know the answer? It's 8, right? Again, it's generations, but for this simple example, it's called 8 levels. You're paid on 8 levels, which means here's you, and here's level 1, here's level 8. You with me? So you're paid commissions on all of these different levels of revenue. Now, let's just use some simple math. Just follow me through on this. Let's do 3s, right? If you had 3 people here, just follow me through on the example. Then you had 9, then you had 27, then you had 81, then you had 243. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels down. You go all the way down to level 8. Here's the point I'm trying to build out. 3 orders or 3 people with customer pods is worth less. The percentage of commission you're going to earn on this level 1 is worth less than the percentage of commission you're going to earn right here. Why? Because there's 243 pods on that one, using the simple example. So in other words, as your business goes down, these deeper levels are worth more money. Why? There's more volume in those levels. There's 243 people's pods versus 3. Okay? So as you start pressing it down, pressing the volume down away from you, it really matters. So let's say this. Let's say that you place someone, just for the sake of this example. Again, let's use this as our example. You place someone instead of you place them on your level 2. So you place person B on your level 2, on level 2. Well, now their 8 levels is pressed down outside of where yours, because now they have their own 8, right? They have their own 8 levels. It's now pressed their 8th level. You're not paid on their 8th level anymore. You were, if they were frontline to you, you're paid on all 8 generations. That entire 8 generations you're paid on. If you press it down 1 level, now you're paid on 7 levels. If you press it down 2 levels, now you're paid on 6 levels. If you press it down 3 levels, now you're paid on 5 levels. And in that example, the 3 biggest levels, you're not paid on anymore. Why? Because you pressed, you're paid on levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but 6, 7, and 8, you've pressed away from you. So this is why you want to, ask yourself the questions, like, am I making the right strategies as you're doing this whole thing? Okay. Now, let me hit you with this. Let me give you another quick example. So this is why I want to encourage you to ask yourself those 5 questions. Am I picking up synergy by moving these people? Because if I'm not picking up any synergy, then just placing them down there and pushing the volume away. And you might say, yeah, but I'm just here to help people. I just want to help everybody. Okay, cool. My mentor said, get rich first and then go back and you can save everybody later. In other words, on the airplane, they have you secure your mask first before you secure your kids. You say, I'm securing my kids for sure. Okay, well, if you're dead, we can't secure the kids. Like, we got to pour into you a little bit. We got to secure your business first. All right, next question is this. How many legs do you need? You need 8 levels of pay. How many different teams do you need? How many different lines? You need 3 lines. 3, what's called team leader lines or legs, right? Lines/legs. It's called both, but it's basically 3 different legs. So follow me through on this. So here's you. You enroll 5 people, right? Person 1, person 2, person 3, 4, and 5. Okay? You have 5. But you decide, you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to move person 4 under person 3. So you move this person here. Okay? So now here's person 4. And for the sake of this example, you move person 5 under here. So here's person 5. Okay, got it? Now, how many legs do you have? Let's say that all of these people go team leader. They all go team leader. How many lines do you have now? You have 3, right? You got 1, 2, and 3. Even though you enrolled those people, you placed them all down one line. So you say, okay, now for your max leg requirements, for your 4 and more bonus once you become an elite, you've obviously placed these unilevel commissions away from you. So you better have created some serious synergy in that line to justify that move. Person 4 better be able to add value to person 5. Person 3 better be able to add value to both of them to absorb, because if they are doing a lot of the Zooms, then you're not doing them. Okay, cool. Then that adds some value. That's good for you. So you need 3 lines. And my mentor said this: if you need 3, build 5. If you need 3 lines, build 5. He said, how many tires do you have on your car? I go, 4. And he goes, no, you have 5. You have 4 plus a spare. He said, if you need 3 teams, build 5. Because if this team gets wimpy on you and goes and quits and does something else, well, then now you only have 2 legs. He's kind of like, build some strength, build some stability. So I tell people, if you need 3, build 5. I have 18, at the time of this recording, 18 elite legs. So I have a little bit of stability and some strength to where if one of them's not doing as well, you have other ones that are doing great, okay? Now, what do you pick up? What is a person that receives placement? What do they pick up? Okay, so watch this. What do you give up and what do they pick up? So you're giving up that depth, right? What do they pick up? Let me walk you through this. So you move, here's you. You move person A, or you move, B under A, like we talked about earlier. You move person B under person A. What does person A get? Number 1, they pick up all 8 generations. So they pick up all 8 generations of what B does. So boom, that's pretty good for them. They also get a new line. That's a new leg for them. If this person goes TL or someone in that line goes TL, they have a new TL line. That counts as one of their lines. So as A's over here, maybe A's personally enrolled C, and they've personally enrolled D. Now this counts as a 3rd line for them. So that's pretty awesome. What do you give up? You gave up that generation, right? You press that down so that's now you're going to pick up 7 generations of what B does. But there's something you get to keep that's really important. The leadership development bonus, which is called, the acronym is LDB. This starts at Elite 1. At Elite 1, you start earning what's called a leadership development bonus. Another way to think of it is a check match. You start check matching on it. The check match follows enrollment. Okay, so follow me through on this. Here's you. You actually enrolled B. Now you placed B under A, meaning you moved them under A, but you still enrolled them. So the check match follows enrollment. So the check match, you're eligible for 2 generations of E3s per enrollment, per person that you enroll. So if you enrolled B and B starts building their team, and down below them, down here, someone becomes E3, and then down here someone becomes E3. As long as you're in this example, you're an E3, and I'm trying to exaggerate the point to make the point. You become an Elite 3, you would check match them, their check plus their team all the way down to this E3. You'd check match on their whole team all the way down to this E3. This E3 you would check match on their check, but not their team, because this is the second one. So the check match follows the enrollment. Who enrolled this person? Who's the one that actually signed them up? It wasn't A, it was you, okay? So you don't lose enrollment. You don't lose the check match on this example. You don't lose it. So that's also pretty cool. That's a really cool feature of this plan. So even though you are placing them under A does not get the check match because A didn't enroll them. They get the 8 generations, they get the new line, and so they're paid on all of that residual reorders, but they do not pick up the check match. That follows you. Last thing I'll say is when you hit the black ranks, the elite black ranks, and this is specifically on the elite side, not the platinum side. On the elite side, let's say for the sake of an example, this person goes elite, and this person also goes elite. With this elite, how that counts as one line, right? This is one of your legs because you place that person under them. That's one of your lines. However, for the black ranks, you would be able to count both of these as elites. So this elite and this elite for those 4 and then 5 and then 6 elites that you need on the black ranks. Now, the black ranks, begin with the end in mind. If you're going to go build a huge network, that you want to hit those eventually. I know that for some of us watching, it might be a little bit of a stretch right now. I get it, but that is how that would work. That would still count, even though you place that elite. It counts as one line for a team leader leg, but it would count as 2 elites for the black ranks. So just to recap, can A add value to B? Is B going to be cool with it? Is B like, man, I love person A. That's awesome. Has A done something to earn it? You know, have they gone out there? Can you give them a challenge or an incentive? Say, listen, if you go make this happen, I'm thinking of making this happen. Number 4, are you creating some synergy? Is that going to help some rank advancement, create some synergy, help make things move forward? And then lastly, how deep is A? I would do my very best to never place below 3 levels of people. Hope that's helpful to give you a lot to think about probably, but just some of the questions to ask so that you don't look back later and say, I wish I would have done that differently. I'd answer those 5 questions. Appreciate you guys, and we'll talk again real soon.